Hello, my name is Suckit, and we are playing Fear Not the Night. We're out here where our Botania setup is right now. And you may notice that I've added more of these endo flames. And that I'm using blaze rods. If I used coal, all of these would not be active because the coal burns too quickly for all of the endo flames to pick one up. And I think, actually, this might be too fast for every single one of these to be picking up. I'm noticing this one does not have the particle effects. Yeah. So what we want is some better fuel out here. Now, we can get more blaze rods. There's a couple of ways we could do that, even without blazes spawning naturally in the nether. But I think maybe the way to go, depending on how it works, is this stuff. Okay, so it smelt 16 items, whereas a blaze rod does not smelt that many. It's more like 12, and a regular piece of coal does 8. There's a few other things around, aren't there, though? 120. Now, the thing is, the endo flames do have a ceiling. At a certain point, they'll just grab the next thing. So I think all of this stuff would actually be relatively useless. This would be good. 20, I think, would be good. But it really looks like the coke from thermal is gonna be the way to go. Now we will need a pyrolyzer to get it, and we'll also be getting creosote as kind of a side thing from it, and we'll have a chance of getting some tar. The pyrolyzer itself is not very hard to make. It rhymes with all the other thermal machines. It's just a couple of the parts, these are Constantin instead of Invar or whatever, and we're just going to go ahead and make it and get it set up. Okay, we got it over here. It's doing the thing. We're making some creosote oil. In a minute, we're going to put an importer on it so we can get it into the system. But where in the system we're going to want it is going to be right here. I hope the sound just didn't go. I think I really need a new microphone, folks. Let's try to get through it here. Now, we're going to want to set a high priority on this. We're going to want to make it a priority of 10 so that this will be the favored place for the creosote oil to go once it goes into the system. We're not going to want to store it all on disk because I have a feeling that we're going to end up with a lot of it. Now, the way to sort of prime it, you got to get a bucket of this stuff in here first before we start pumping in, right? Otherwise, it's just going to be, in there on the fluid storage disk. And that is not going to help us. But now we can set up, let's get the importer. Now I think about it, we're actually going to need 2 importers, aren't we? That's fine. Let's go over here to the config. We're going to want to export to both of these sides, right? We're going to have to. All the other ones will be filled up. Now from down here, it's just to demonstrate. And now the fluid should be no, it's not. Now it's going to drain out of there. Too busy listening to me yabber and worry about the sound. Now you see, it didn't go in there at all. Oh my goodness. I'll bet the problem's over here. I'll bet, yeah. Now, let's see if we get what we want. I hope we get what we want. We might not. Oh, nope. Working perfectly. Very good. Very good. We just had to set the external storage to fluids. Simple enough. I'll put a crafter up there. And now what this is going to give us is the creosote oil, which we may find ourselves having a use for, and maybe not. But basically, with just for a price of forge energy, we'll have double coal for our mana setup back there. So we've got the coal coke out here now, and it's actually just about overwhelming the mana spreader, so we're going to want to upgrade. All we need to get the next tier of mana spreader, which is the top tier, is the Elven mana spreader, Gaia Spirit, and some Dragonstone. Not too tough. I believe the higher tier has an improved buffer. I know that it has improved speed and it's not as lossy. We'll probably have to hook it back up to the mana pool, but hopefully putting it down in the same spot will maintain the connection with all the endoflames. Yes. Okay. So we shift click. Shift click. There we go. Okay. That one's keeping up. Very, very good. Now what I've been using all the mana for is the Rod of the Terra Firma. We've flattened quite a bit of land. Oh, hey, fellas. What we have left to think about are these anthills. We're all crowded under that one. I don't really know what the deal is. I know there's a queen in here. I think probably in that one. We have Silk Touch. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Wonderful. Oh, well, we'll have to deal with this. Oh, they charged after me this whole way. That's awesome. Alright. Well, that one was not a huge problem. This one might be. Let's see what happens. I've had like soldiers come boiling out of these things. Maybe I wasn't using Silk Touch. But we'll hang on to all this and see if we can build some kind of weird ant farm. Anyway, this is what we're gonna be working with. We'll probably have to extend this hill back some. But I'm gonna try to start laying some of this out. But yeah, this thing... Ooh, this may be a terrible clip, but this thing uses so much mana, you can just watch it visibly drain. So the hallways of these have to be really big, but I think I've actually got it uneven. I think it's 13, right? Because we're gonna need a little bit of room, and then we're gonna have stairwells, and then there has to be some space, right, to walk along. Boy, this might even be this might even be too small. Alright, well, we'll work with it. We'll see how it goes. Because it's already going to be monstrous. We're going to want some room for the stores, and then like a back area. And this might be a little long for that. Let's figure it out. Okay, now actually I think this is fine. Not all of the stores will be the same depth. Not all the same back areas will be the same depth, but that'll be the wall. I'm going to mirror that on the other side. Now I should mention, it's not going to be red. I'm just using this so we can have an easy visual here. Okay, so we got hallway, stores on either side, back area. And this size is also going to define the size of the anchor stores on either end. We might even come out a bit. Well, actually, I think maybe not. We'll come out on the second floor. This place is gonna be huge. Okay, we've more or less got it. It's gonna be bonkers big, and I don't have it completely exactly the way I want with where all the walls are, but that's okay. This is gonna be the main entrance, and there's gonna be some other buildings out front here, and then we've got what you call the anchor stores on either end, and I've got jokes for most of those. Then another 2 anchor stores either end over here. We'll have the food court here, and the rest of these hallways, like we'll have the hallway, and then the stores, and then like, you know, some kind of back office room area. And we'll see how it goes. Now I've been busy. I've been laying out the hallways. Haven't finished all the intersections yet, but they're gonna follow this pattern in a glazed terracotta. The central block done in the architect's cutter, and then something to match the colors. They all follow that pattern, but they're all different from each other. You'll have some idea where you are in this place by just looking at these floors. I'll put a fountain in here, and we'll see what all else. We'll be back when we've made some more progress, but this is how it's coming along so far. Now we're going to need a lot of clay for some of MegaMall, so I am going to make a couple of clay conias, which should allow us to get some clay. I can't remember the last time I used one of these or any idea how they work. I want to say they use mana, so we should put them, you know, kind of nearby our mana pools here. Let's see. Okay, they've recognized the mana pools. I'll have to figure out how to use them. It is fast, though. Gotta give it fast. I've been working on defining some of the exterior walls. We've got part of the ground floor of J.C. Piglin here. It's gonna come out more. Well, that won't be J.C. Piglin. This is actually J.C. Piglin. This is something else. I don't even know. But mostly what I've been working on is the Home Despot. We managed to more or less match the colors. The one I was using for reference with beige stone bricks from Domum. We've got cedar stripped wood from Productive. We got orange concrete from Vanoa. We have some roan bricks from Domum, and polished cut andesite from Create, as well as some shapes from framed blocks and a few random things from Domum. The letters are really big, which is kind of funny. I like that. And I've still got to think about what exactly the rest of the roof is going to be. It's going to be largely transparent so that we get natural light in here, and there is going to be no second floor shop on the anchor at this end of the hallway. We'll be doing that on the other sides though, but I think we're actually going to cut it here. I know the episode's a little short, but this, even in modded, this kind of thing at this scale takes a really long time. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.